Artemis is still on the farm, isn't he? Is there anything along the meadow? Oh, wow. This old statue of St. Moritz has seen better days. Okay, so that's the saint. Oh, there we go. There's Apollo. Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day, and we're trying to collect a bunch. What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Megs. I'm not telling you. You'll just have to wait and see. Or ask Artemis. Maybe she'll tell you. Fine, I'll go talk to your sister. But be careful. You've already had to go to confession this year. Oh, we know. Great Fog Plague of 1543. Oh, there's Artemis. Oh, that's a plant. Examine 10 flowers. Chamomile here every day to prepare cures for the coming year. So she's trying. Martha especially likes to leave offerings. Artemis! Hey, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis. Apollo said you're catching frogs. Oh, yeah. What about it? He told me to come ask you why. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you? Finally, he's learning to keep his mouth shut. Oh, come on, just tell me. No way. This is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. Oh, are you putting them in the Eucharist? Okay. I wonder if... Let's go... Snow scream down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. Oh, I can't head down to the ruins from here now. Okay. Outer farms? Maybe the... I just want to see if there's an... Oh, no. Okay. What does the map say as objectives? Oh, it's just go to the rat house. Unless I go to the Abbey? Well, let's have a look in the Abbey. Let's have a look at the Abbey, shall we? Or no, let's just go to the rat house. If the game's not telling me anything else, we'll just go to the rat house. I would have thought that might be connected to the... Mithraeum. Because it's just outside the town, or on the edge of town, which is kind of where where the Mithraeum was, I think. Rat House is the biggest building in Tassing. Baltus's clock took ages to build in place, and only has one hand. Work on the mural. So are we planning the mural? Hey Max, how's the mural coming along? Sigh heavily. What? Oh, right, Magdalene, sorry. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. That's what he said. Egg tempera and oil paint. Of course it doesn't look like anything now. I only just finished priming the wall, now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Use pottery and tools the farmers have shown to show how we lived. So we can tell me a story about Mars. Ill Peter remembered the legend about a chieftain, Ratus, who healed a wolf that led him to our spring. Yeah, the human sacrifices. No. I think one of these two. I was thinking the map, actually, would have been kind of cool. Oh, well. Pottery and tools the farmers have found, or the chieftain. Who healed a wolf that led him to our spring. I think pottery and tool. No, I like the story. Healed a wolf led into a spring. Huh, really? Is that how we all got here? Kind of sounds like some story I heard about a saint. I don't think I've heard it, sorry. Ooh. So what made you choose this story, anyway? Well, Pagan Past isn't overly supernatural. I think it'll make for the most beautiful artwork. Yeah, that's true. Founding of Tassing, everyone knows the spring in the woods. No, because the fourth one isn't supernatural because it was about what people do. It's the first one is the most quote unquote natural with all the bits. Yeah, I think I like that it's about the founding of Tassing. Everyone knows the spring in the woods. I guess that's true. We all know that it's old, that it's always been here. This just tells a story about how we found it. Thanks for explaining it. Of course, I want you all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I've figured this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Magdalene. Good night, Utz. Good night, Magdalene. And now we're heading to bed. Right, to Matthew. Now that I've decided how to pick Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kersau's history. Mother Illuminati's letter mentioned that Mathieu Faustinisau, I think, used to be a brother in Kersau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer to. I should write to them both now before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Okay. Do I have the book? Where did I put the book then? Is the book over here? Where is book? Magdalene. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Okay, he doesn't have the book. Where is book? Do I read? Do I write first, then read? Or, well, I assume I do. Let's do that. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Oh, right, yes, this one. I can't make much out of it. Latin's much harder than I'm used to. The book isn't grey shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section on the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Ergo simulacrum in agre ut Mars nostrum. This one seems like a dedication to Mars to bless a field. Sedit Diana, so that's the goddess of the hunt. Yeah, hunt in the wilderness, fertility moon, underworld, Artemis. Loco. Someone talks about Diana wetting herself, bathing in a spring, perhaps. Oramus ut defendat Opidium, defending the town. Let's pray so that he, or she really, may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with a better Latin than me could help me read. The book is so big, though. It'd be a lot of work. I can ask Sister Gertrude or Baltus for help. Werner, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe even Father Tollefs, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminati told me that Mathieu knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther too. I think, yeah, Archdeacon of Sion. Let's use his current title. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's rat house. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Sacristan, you'd great deal. Yeah, Mother Illuminata. Let's pass on. Let's drop some names. Told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kersau's early history. I understand you're a busy man, but we'd be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. I know it may be small comfort, but there are many in Tassing who regret what happened during the revolt. Sister Gertrude is still here with the poor Clares. Order of contemplative nuns founded by Saints Clare and Francis of Assisi. As the name suggests, the poor Clares are, or is it Clares, are devoted to extreme poverty. They subsist purely on the donation of alms. And she speaks fondly of the old abbey. Thank you for your help, Magdalene. Esther, please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy, he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails. Dr. Stolz says that he's not going to recover. It's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. He's going to do the best he can to make things comfortable for Dad. I'm glad he's here to help. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was, stop. It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the Town Council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a tough time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores, and worrying about Dad. Utz has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. He's not still... It's sweet, and I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I think just having someone... would be good. I wish he'd stop. He's not suddenly flirting is annoying. Well, he makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stolz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. And then we go to bed. It's late, I should get some rest, then go to sleep. So we go to Sister Gertrude with the book, I think it said. So we'll head up. We'll head up to the convent. See what we can get. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. I mean, are we painting the mural in this time at least? It's just really throwing me because the first two were like, oh, you've got this much time. And this one's now like, we're just going to advance the clock by like a couple of weeks every so often. Mistress Druckerin, a few more letters for you. So that's one. So one from Esther and one from Father Matthew. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. I think Father. I don't know what the right title is. First letter's from Reverend Matthew. Mistress Druckerin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kiersau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavours to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. Oh, I'm sorry. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kiersau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a nobleman of the Kiersau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kiersau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbours put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia Kersis. Here ends the history of Kirsis. Oh, thus burned the history of Kirsa. While we cannot change the past, I've heard the Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the Abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It is hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbour's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ. We must pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. In the end, that is all that matters. Winter comes swiftly. Huguenots and Lutherans plague my homeland. Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by the one true church. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Mathieu Faussagny, Archdeacon of Sion. Right, Esther, let's move on. Oh, Magdalene, I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you with anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are further away than is easy to travel, but I will see what we can do. I'll see that we can do what Hashem allows. Literally, the name, indirect and informal way to refer to God. Okay. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to hurt your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt. That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I'm glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I've found Simond. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now, so I hope that I'll be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well. Esther. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. Good morning, Magdalene. I'm here, right on time. I hope you are well. Well enough. How's my dad? That is what we're about to discuss. How are you feeling, Klaus? His fever broke at dawn this morning. That's good news, right? All things in time. I still feel weak. The dizziness has not receded. My head continues to spin whenever I try to sit or stand up for too long. Occasionally I'm struck with sudden and severe headaches. The damage runs deeper than I first thought. Let me be honest here with both of you. I am worried. The circumstances are not unfolding to our benefit. Klaus, your health is not mending. Perhaps it is due to your age. Perhaps we have passed numerous critical days with no change for the better. Meanwhile, the winter draws closer and I am running low on medical supplies. With the roads into town likely snowed in, especially the pass, supply shipments will not arrive for months. Have you asked Gertrude for help? I have. Truly, things really must be dire. They are not insignificant. It has been a difficult year, even with the patrols in Bavaria. Many merchants have been struck by bandits. French troops have periodically raided the western holdings of our empire. With the fall of Esteron and Shekasfehevar, I think, to the Ottoman Turks, many trade routes from the east have been cut. The pillage of Nice by Barbarossa's corsairs and our losses in Italy have also put us into a predicament in the south. As always, we suffer from the wars of others. What are we to do now? Klaus has to continue with rest and a healthy diet. I will see what more I can find in my library. I wish I already had a copy of Vesuvius's De Humani Corporis Fabrica. In the meantime, Klaus, Magdalene, pray to God. I must take my leave. I will come by again next week. I thank you, Dr. Stolz. I thank you as well. I'm only doing what I'm meant to do for this town. Stay out of trouble, Magdalene. He worries too much. I'll be all right. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be all right. Your letter from the Archdeacon, yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He seemed sad over what happened during the revolt, hesitant to say anything. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, this miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Cavazels used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will. Thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad, just to take a look. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck.